Hello and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I'm Rohit Wellington. Let's begin with our top story. Tearing into Samajwadi Party and the Congress, Prime Minister Modi said in an interview to news agency ANI that dynastic politics is the biggest enemy of democracy. The Prime Minister targeted Rahul Gandhi, describing him as a person who does not listen and does not sit in the House. Prime Minister's interview coming on the eve of elections.
मैं जो चर्चा करता हूं नकली समाजवाद वो ये है, ये पूरी तरह परिवारवाद है। इनके परिवार से, ये सपा जो है उत्तर प्रदेश का, 45 लोग ऐसे थे जो किसी न किसी पद पर थे। एक ही फैमिली के 45 लोग। और किसी और ने मुझे कहा कि उनके पूरे परिवार में 25 साल की उम्र के करीब करीब सभी व्यक्ति को चुनाव लड़ने का मौका दिया गया है। क्या ये परिवारवाद का लोकतंत्र के लिए खतरा है? इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूं। मैं इस चुनाव में भी सभी राज्यों में देख रहा हूं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रति लहर है। भारी बहुमत से भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीतेगी और भारतीय जनता पार्टी को सेवा करने का मौका इन सभी 5 राज्यों की जनता देगी। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कल्चर में जहां भी हमें स्थिरता के साथ काम करने का मौका मिला है, वहां एंटी इनकम्बेंसी नहीं, प्रो इनकम्बेंसी का माहौल होता है। हम हमला नहीं करते, हम संवाद करते हैं। वाद विवाद भी होता है, टोका टाकी भी होती है, और वो विषय मैं बहुत हंसते हुए इसको स्वीकार करता हूं। मैं इसके कारण मुझे कोई नाराजगी नहीं होती। और मैंने हर विषय के तथ्य दिए हैं, हर विषय को तथ्यों के आधार पर बात की है। कुछ विषयों पर सदन में हमारे विदेश मंत्रालय ने विस्तार से कहा है, कुछ विषयों पर हमारे रक्षा मंत्रालय ने विस्तार से कहा हुआ है, और कुछ विषयों पर जरूरी जहां था वहां मैंने भी कहा है। और इसलिए इस प्रकार से जो सुनते ही नहीं है, जो सदन में बैठते ही नहीं है, अब उनकी कमेंट पर मैं जवाब क्या दूंगा? जब लॉकडाउन हुआ, WHO समेत सब लोग कहते थे कि जो जहां है वहां रहे, वो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पे न जाए, वरना कोरोना के वो शिकार हो जाएगा। कांग्रेस पार्टी ने फ्री टिकट दे करके लोगों को प्रोत्साहित किया कि आप जाइए। वो टिकट तो दिया उन्हें 500,000 लोगों को, लेकिन हवा बना दी कि जाओ। अब उस समय ये न करते तो हमारे देश के श्रमिकों को 2-4, क्योंकि भय का वातावरण तो था ही था, 2-4 दिन में चीजें संभल जाती। आप पार्टी ने, उसके नेताओं ने जीपों में जाकर के झुपड़पट्टी में कहा है, वीडियो अवेलेबल है, कि भाई आप जल्दी जाइए और वहां पहुंचिए, वहां से आप अपने घर पहुंच जाइए।
The other big story, a 3-judge bench of the Karnataka High Court headed by the Chief Justice will hear a case to decide if schools and colleges can order students to not wear the hijab in classrooms. The High Court had earlier in the day referred the case to a larger bench in view of the enormity of questions of importance which were debated. The case had been filed by a group of Muslim girls studying in government colleges in the Udupi district against a ban on wearing hijabs in classrooms. So just how did the pro and the anti-hijab protests start? As Srija finds out, the controversy has fairly recent origins.
With campuses shut in Karnataka, there was relative peace with heightened security. In Bengaluru, crowds have been banned for the next 2 weeks as a precaution. After protests on Tuesday, both for and against hijab spread, with sporadic instances of violence. The education minister said the solitary woman student who by herself confronted an entire group of saffron scarf protesters had provoked the group.
When she was shouting Allahu Akbar, there was not even a single student around her. What was the why she provoked? We should not encourage whether Jai Shri Ram or Allahu Akbar in the institute, our college or school campuses.
At one of the original places of the protest in Udupi, the saffron-clad anti-hijab protesters, among them some students, claim theirs is a self-organized protest. When NDTV questioned the anti-hijab students and protesters where they got their saffron shawls and headgears from, they insisted it's from their homes. Outside one government college, NDTV found Hindutva activists asking students to carry saffron scarves inside their bags and sport them while inside the college premises.
Basically representing ಹಿಂದೂ ಜನ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಶಾಲ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ
ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಶಾಲ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಲ್ಲ ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಶಾಲ್ ಹಾಕಿ
ಇಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಶಾಲ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಕೇಸರಿ ಶಾಲ್
ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ
Spotting our camera, the police warns the Hindutva activists that they are being filmed. However, after this confrontation at Mahatma Gandhi Memorial College in Udupi on Tuesday ended, these students left their headgear and scarves at one particular spot in front of their college. On Tuesday, this video that has gone viral shows unidentified persons distributing saffron shawls to anti-hijab protesters near Government Polytechnic College, Kushalnagar in Kodagu district of Karnataka. Though pro-hijab students say they were offered help by the Campus Front of India, a student organization affiliated to Popular Front of India.
They did not give any response to us. When our parents continuously came and asked for the permission, they did not give. And at that time, our parents felt helpless and they approached CFI.
Speaking to members of CFI, they say they simply offered support to the girls when they were approached for help.
Yes, it is Sangh Parivar who is distributing the saffron shawls to all the students. We also have evidence that they have created a WhatsApp group in which they have polarized the students to wear hijab and go to classes.
There are many leaders who want to tell something for all the incident and want to take advantage of the situation.
The fight for hijab first began in the last week of December 2021. The students had entered the college wearing the hijab. They stood their ground and said they should be imparted education while wearing the hijab inside the class. Since the students refused to budge, this was the first time when it snowballed into a controversy. A few days later, a second protest of students wearing saffron shawls was reported from Government College in Chikmagaluru district. In both instances, this was resolved after a dialogue between the college administration and students. When the situation was resolved in the other two colleges, the female students of Udupi Government PU College remained defiant. Days later, the government issued a circular that mandated following the uniform dress code. Despite the circular, the Muslim students continue to wear hijabs, and this is said to have triggered other students of other colleges across Karnataka to wear saffron shawls and protest. Protests intensified across the state of Karnataka. The situation remained calm today. The Karnataka High Court, hearing a batch of petitions, referred to a larger bench and said that the larger bench will be able to give interim order to the petitioners. In Udupi, with DM Kumar, Shrija for NDTV.
More than 8,000 people have died by suicide because of financial crises when the first wave of COVID and an abrupt lockdown left many jobless and hit incomes for months. That's what the government has said on Wednesday in the first such acknowledgement of its kind. The Home Ministry has said that in the 3 years between 2018 and 2020, more than 25,000 people lost their lives because of financial crises. The number also comes on a day when the Facebook Live video of a trader in UP went viral a day after he took poison along with his wife, blaming heavy losses and Prime Minister's economic policies like the goods and services tax.
अरे तू तो मान ले, सरकार तो मानती नहीं इस दुनिया में किसी की बात है। शरीर बदल जाएगा, लेकिन आत्मा वही रहेगी।
This is a chilling video of 40-year-old Rajiv Tomar, a shoe trader in West Uttar Pradesh's Bagpat, consuming poison as his wife, 38-year-old Poonam Tomar, tries to stop him just ahead of tomorrow's polling here. While he is currently in ICU in a critical condition, his wife has died. She consumed poison too after she failed to stop her husband. In the video, Tomar appeals to the Prime Minister and blames heavy financial losses and government policies.
भाइयों जिनका कर्ज है मैं दूंगा, कहते आत्माएं बदलती है, जीवन बदलता है, बदलेगा, बिल्कुल बदलेगा। तो शेयर करो जितना कर सकते हो। जय हिंद, जय भारत। देशद्रोही नू देश में विश्वास है, लेकिन अगर मोदी जी को शर्म होगी तो अपनी चीजें बदल ले आज से ही। मैंने नहीं कहा सारे काम खराब किए, लेकिन छोटे दुकानदार किसान के बिल्कुल हितैषी नहीं है।
They have two sons, aged 15 and 11, who are now being looked after by relatives. Tomar owned this shoe showroom in Barot in Bagpat. Family members claim that he never shared that he was facing any financial problems.
He was very jolly person, कभी ऐसी कोई बात नहीं हुई थी। How उसमें कुछ something depression type उसको था, हुआ, अब लगता है हमें।
But other small traders in the area say that the pandemic affected businesses, including Tomar's.
मिलते थे बस, वैसे कोई ऐसी बात नहीं बताई उन्होंने। पर जब देखते थे पहले तो उनकी रात के 10 बजे तक खुली रहती, बहुत गाहक थे, अब तो उसकी बहुत मंदी थी।
On his Facebook profile, Tomar used to share posts supporting the BJP and post for photographs with several BJP leaders, including Bagpat MP Satyapal Singh, Muzaffarnagar MP Sanjeev Balyan, and Union Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal. But neighbors say that he had no official affiliation with the BJP.
ऑफिशियली तो इनका नहीं था, हाँ, बस सिर्फ ये तो उनके साथ में उनकी आइडियोलॉजी से या उनका जो भी विचार हैं, बस ये था कि भाई ये सतपाल सिंह एमपी है, बस चलो उनसे जुड़ा हो।
बहुत ही ज़्यादा दुखद ये घटना हुई, लेकिन ये हम पूरे प्रदेश भर में देख रहे हैं। छोटे व्यापारी हैं और मझोले व्यापारी हैं, वो एकदम इतने त्रस्त हैं और परेशान हैं क्योंकि उनके लिए एकदम कोई भी सपोर्ट समर्थन सरकार की तरफ से नहीं आया है। जो पारंपरिक क्लस्टर्स होते थे, जैसे मुरादाबाद में पीतल का क्लस्टर, कानपुर में लेदर, इनको हम और मजबूत बनाएं।
The police will probe the exact circumstances and the financial difficulties that led Mr. Tomar to take such an extreme step. But for now, a family has fallen apart. A mother lost, a father battling for life, and two little children left behind. In Barot, Bagpat, with Shyam Parmar and camera person Shashikant Jha, this is Sukirti Dwivedi for NDTV.
Santi Shri Pandit, the new JNU Vice Chancellor, has denied that she was ever on Twitter after a huge controversy over hate posts from an unverified handle and which has now been deleted. But what she has failed to explain is why there were family photos shared from the same Twitter handle.
The new Vice Chancellor of JNU claims she's never been on Twitter. She says all the hate tweets in a Twitter account with her name have been hacked. If she has never been on Twitter, it is not clear how the Vice Chancellor can explain this picture of her mother on the same Twitter handle that has a series of communal tweets. It even has a very personal message saying, "To my mother, Professor Adilakshmi Mulamudi, and my godmother, Professor Aruna Haldar, who were pioneers of Indian studies in Russia. Eternally grateful to both of them." The question JNU students are asking is which hacker would have access to a family photo album and why they would tweet a personal message like this one.
बेसिकली कंट्रोवर्सी एक ट्विटर अकाउंट को लेके हुआ जो कि डीएक्टिवेटेड है, तो हमारी तरफ से यही मानना है कि अगर ये अकाउंट उनका है तो उन्हें रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेके जो भी है उसका जवाब देना चाहिए। बट क्योंकि हमारा एक्सपीरियंस पिछले 5 सालों में 5 या ज़्यादा ही साल हो गए थे इस वाइस चांसलर को, बहुत बुरा रहा है, जिसमें हमारे वाइस चांसलर से हमारी बातचीत नहीं होती थी।
The story of these hateful tweets is unlikely to end with this denial.
In Santi Shri Pandit, JNU finds its first woman Vice Chancellor whose appointment has already sparked a debate, with many questioning, is this more of a political appointment? In Delhi, Shunakshi Chakravarti for NDTV.
To Kerala now, where the trekker who was trapped on a cliff since slipping down a hill on Monday has finally been rescued by the army.
An exhausted 23-year-old R. Babu overwhelmed with gratitude for his rescuers. After hours of trekking to the summit by teams of the Madras Regimental Centre, Wellington and Parachute Regimental Centre, Bangalore, a 2-member team pulled him to safety in an hour-long operation in Kerala's Malampura.
Very thanks Indian Army, MRP, MRC.
Initial rounds of rescue efforts by local teams and Coast Guard failed, so the army called in their own expert teams, including those who had summited Mount Everest.
Two highly skilled members of the Madras regimental team rappelled down a distance of about 250 odd feet till they reached Mr. Babu, who's the young trekker, and in a fantastic and daring decision-making action, they decided to pull Mr. Babu up instead of taking him downhill. So he was physically, almost bodily carried uphill by two members of this descent team.
But Babu's ordeal began 2 days ago, when on a trek, he slipped down the precarious cliff, getting stuck in this cleft. He spent the last 2 days around 250 feet above the ground, without water or food. His two trekking companions abandoned the trek on day 1 itself after the incident and alerted authorities. Babu had his cell phone, which he used for SOS calls and selfies to his loved ones to help identify his location. Our Babu, who distributes newspaper for a living, was airlifted by the Coast Guard for a medical review right after his rescue. Sneha Koshi for NDTV.
All right, from Kerala to Jammu and Kashmir, an Igloo Cafe, claimed to be the world's largest, has come up at the famous ski resort of Gulmarg in Jammu and Kashmir and has become a center of attraction for tourists. An Igloo Cafe in Gulmarg, which its architect says is the world's largest igloo cafe. It has become the biggest attraction for tourists visiting the famous skiing resort.
This is one of the top place which has been suggested by everyone to us, and we are here in Igloo Cafe, and it's amazing and lovely. Having snow around and sitting inside an ice is the next level, and having a hot coffee with it is definitely worth it.
The Igloo Cafe is using kitchen of an adjacent hotel for cooking and serves snacks, Kashmiri keva, hot coffee and tea inside the igloo. The architect of the Igloo Cafe says he was inspired to make such large igloo after seeing it in Switzerland, but he decided to make it the largest one, 37.5 feet high. Switzerland, as per Guinness Book of World Records, has 33.8 feet high igloo.
एक्चुअली मैं 2-4 साल पहले स्विट्ज़रलैंड गया था, वहाँ मैंने ऐसा एक शाहकार देखा था। उससे मैं इंस्पायर होकर मैंने सोचा गुलमर्ग में तो हमें बहुत बर्फ़ में है, क्यों ना हम वहाँ भी ऐसा एक कॉन्सेप्ट शुरू करें। तो लास्ट ईयर मैंने एशिया का बिगेस्ट इग्लू क्रिएट किया था, और उसका रेस्पॉन्स देख के मैंने इस साल सोचा कि लेट मी डू समथिंग वेरी बिग। तो इस साल मैंने वर्ल्ड का बिगेस्ट इग्लू क्रिएट किया।
The temperature outside is -10 degrees. But of course, there isn't any heating. With Nazir Masoodi, Bureau Report, NDTV. Joining us now is cricket expert Anis Sargent. Thanks, sir, for joining us. Rohit Sharma has won the first ODI series as a captain. How do you rate his captaincy, or is it too early to do that?
I'll be very honest. This is a little bit early to speak about it, but we have to give credit to him because today he won a match where India had scored 237. Even though the wicket had a bit of spice, but mind you, India had only one experienced bowler in Yuzvendra Chahal. Rest, all the bowlers very inexperienced. In fact, all of them have played 4 or 5. Probably Thakur has played 11. So credit has to be given to the captain as well as to the bowlers to defend such a low total.
Sir, Virat Kohli has said that the management is open to changing things. Today they experimented promoting Pant to open. Was it a good decision? And was it fair to KL Rahul?
Well, it was definitely fair to KL Rahul that he got an opportunity straight to come back into the team. It's unfair to probably to the other opener who missed out. But experimenting with Pant in this match, if it would have come off, we would have said, yes, good choice. It did not come off, and I don't think it is going to go on for long. Not just because it did not come off. You're going to see Shikhar Dhawan coming back in. And when we have the regular opener also playing, we will see Pant in the middle order.
Sir, talking about Virat Kohli, yet again didn't post a big score. Do you think he's struggling against short balls?
Not only short balls, to be very honest. You know, what bothers me more is that he's in much of a hurry. We know Virat Kohli is a guy who, is more into a single and double guy score. In the last match, okay, India was chasing a small total, but he was going after the balls. Today he had got set, and to be very honest, I was predicting a big score. but again chasing the ball outside the off stump, which is not his game. His game is to probably take the singles and doubles, develop the innings, score that 50, 60 runs, and then probably get that 100. Wonder when we are going to get that elusive 71st 100 in his career, which has been stuck now for almost two years and 3 months.
Hopefully it's round the corner, sir. Let's talk about Prasidh Krishna. He took 4 for 12. Is he the next big thing in bowling?
Oh, yes, you have to give credit to this boy. 4 for 12 in 9 overs. He's played only 6 ODIs, and out of the 6 ODIs, he's picked up wickets in 5, almost around 12 wickets or 14 wickets he's got. So every match he picks up 2 to 3 wickets, which is very good. And in fact, India has gone on to win every one except one in South Africa we lost and one against England. So he's been that hit the deck type of a bowler where there is a little bounce and carry. He's very effective, and India has to use him very nicely because he's one of those bowlers who would be very handy with Bumrah when India plays the World Cup in India.
So one final question before we let you go. India's fast bowling has been doing well for the last 3 to 4 years. You know, even today the target was not very big, but we defended it quite well. Do you think the real strength of the Indian team is the fast bowling?
Well, now if you talk about doing the last 2 years in test matches, yes. In ODIs, I'm afraid we have not been consistent. We'll have to identify those 5 bowlers who are going to be playing the World Cup, which is going to happen in India after around 16 months. And then we can say that, yes, these are the bowlers ready. Yes, you're right that in hindsight, India's bowlers have defended well in this match as well as have done well in the last matches. But in South Africa, the bowlers went for 300 runs. So that was not a good sign. But we'll have to give time to the new captain and hope for the best.
All right, Hani Sarjan, thanks very much for joining us on this short duration discussion. And that's it on Turning Point. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.